I'm Alex.
And I'm Teddy.
And we are
The Button Mappers.
Hey, the Button Mappers. Gotta go fast.
What's up, everybody? This is the Button Mappers.
What the fuck was that?
You said we gotta go fast.
Hey, everybody's Button Mappers. Hey, everybody's Button Mappers. Welcome to the show.
Hey, everybody, Button Mappers.
Today we're talking about Sonic the Hedgehog.
We're gonna speed through the rest of Starlight the Hedgehog, 1991, SEGA Genesis.
You sound like the Micro Machines guy. Today we're going really fast Sonic the Hedgehog. Hope you're ready.
Oh, is that the one that does like the stock announcers?
Yeah.
And 242, 42,
Jesus
I can't do that. I can do Sonic though.
Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, we're doing Sonic. Oh God, you broke me.
We're doing Sonic.
We're doing
so the OG.
Which Sonic? Which Sonic? Is it Sonic 06?
No.
Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric?
Although I wouldn't be surprised
Sonic
if the Sonic came out in 06, along with approximately 22 other years in between. This is Sonic the Hedgehog.
And off we go. Here we go. Here we go. Sonic the Hedgehog.
Woo, let's map this game.
Let's map Sonic the Hedgehog for the SEGA Genesis.
Okay, so back to normal speed, right? I don't want to have to speed through it.
Okay, we're not gonna run pretty fast. Sonic may be a fast boy, but we are not. We take our time. We map.
Sonic walks into a bar. Do you get it?
Is this a?
Because Sonic runs. That's the joke. Okay.
Da 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 da.
You know what I love about the intro scene is that nowhere does it tell you to press start. So, and it occurs in like 5 seconds.
Like, hey, yeah. Then it goes to the demo. I know. You don't know how many times I've been playing this game and I thought I hit the start button or something, and then like I'll be like the demo will start up and I'm like, oh cool, I'm playing the game, and then the game starts playing itself and I'm like, wait, hold on, wait.
It's the ultimate troll. Even in 91,
and so it begins.
That is Sonic the Hedgehog at its finest.
Ahead of its time.
Yes.
Oh.
But Sonic really was ahead of its time in some ways, and I mean it kind of needed to be, especially as a competitor to the Mario.
Yeah, it was the Mario killer, you know.
Which,
like,
I mean,
Sonic's cooler than Mario, you know. Sonic doesn't save a princess. Sonic saves little bunnies and stuff, which I guess is cooler, I guess.
Environmentally friendly.
Yeah, you know. And it spawned a whole slew of knockoffs.
Yeah. But we're not going to talk about those knockoffs today. We are going to look closely at the worlds and the maps of the original game. I actually find that they're pretty impressive for a 91 release, and we can kind of go into that in the discussions. So let's go. Let's go.
Let's map
to the zone.
Turbo Zone?
Not today, Alex. We're gonna go to where it's green on the other side.
Oh, Green Hill Zone. This is the Sonic level.
In probably every Sonic game.
And more than enough Sonic games. I believe fans are sick of Green Hill Zone because it's in goddamn everything now. And there's a reason for that.
And the reason starts right here.
Yeah, this is Do you remember your first time playing Green Hill Zone?
Mm, not exactly, but I appreciate it. Do you? You remember yours?
I remember not really my first time playing it, but I remember playing it as a kid, and this was like my favorite part of the game. Of course, I was younger and I couldn't get very far because I wasn't very good. I maybe get to like Zone 3. But this is my favorite part of the game because it started off simple. It was bright, colorful. There's a lot of like scrolling in the background, so it looks like like a big world. There's a lot of slopes and fun stuff to jump off of.
This stage, yeah, it's simple, fun, and it moves fast. Even before the spin dash was backwards programmed into the game, especially on the version that we're playing, most recently on the Switch by SEGA Ages, which is great. If you're listening, I highly suggest go check that out. Alex turned me onto that. But this game, this stage here is fast. Like I cleared the first act in Green Hill Zone in approximately 30 seconds. And
That's true.
I think that's kind of the beauty of Green Hill Zone is that you really just get to run.
Yeah, there are some fun stuff to like find in each act in Green Hill Zone. Some little like passageways you could take, and some like there's like extra lives and that kind of like stuff you can find hidden. But honestly, like you could just run, and that's the fun is that you can just go so fast in this level.
Mm-hmm.
I would say it might be the fastest area in the game. Maybe that's debatable.
Yeah, depending on who's doing the run.
Yeah, I noticed that with the Switch version, adding the Sega Ages version, adding the spin dash, man, it made this level so much more fun too. It's like it's just nonstop speed, pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel this is what the game wanted to be like?
Yeah, and I feel like this was definitely feels like this was like, hey world, this is what Sonic is. It's just like the introduction to the series, to the character. I mean, just look at anytime you look at any like sort of Sonic the Hedgehog merchandise or anything like that, or like his appearance in Smash Bros. It's usually connected to Green Hill Zone. It usually has that like checkered pattern. It usually has like the palm trees. Like it really established Sonic.
It really was a kind of a pinnacle for gaming, I feel like, because I mean, what was there like this? What did we know platforming as before this?
It was Mario. It was like the pipes and the blocks and the moving left to right. And yes, sometimes you'd have some cool variations on that. Like Mario 3 had some different types of levels, and they had some hills you could slide down. But like nothing was this open, nothing was this free. Like there's many different paths and in this in Green Hill Zone you could take. It always feels like maybe like each time you play you have a different way you can go.
Well, one of the beautiful things about Green Hill Zone and most of the zones in this game is that you can either kind of jump your way along the top or cruise your way along the bottom, and it changes based on where you are. Sometimes the top path is better to take if you're going for a speed run. Maybe it offers more lives, but yeah, Green Hill Zone definitely starts that off. You have these pipes that cut under the ground. You've got platforms that you can jump off of on top of the loop segments. In fact, the loop segments are introduced here, and it kind of feels like fun roller coastery type thing that a lot of the Sonic games try and emulate later on.
And I love the way that this level looks, especially its background. While you're playing, it looks so good.
I don't know about the checkerboard walls per se, but I definitely like the background. And if you do play some versions, like I know the Japanese version has better scrolling effects than the North American one, but like the water does look really good. The waterfalls, just the sound effects, the rings, the music, it's all pleasant and it's all fun.
It's just, I don't know, this is just the iconic Sonic level.
Can you be mad at this one, even though it's been rehashed?
I don't know if I have anything too negative to say about it. I mean, as the first level, I do think it does, it is pretty simple. It does introduce you to the way the game, like the mechanics work. So I don't really think there's anything negative I can really say. Or if there's anything I would really add to this level.
Can I ask you this? If someone were to play just this level in this game, would that be enough for them to get a feel of Sonic?
I think so. Do you think so?
I feel like you could just play this level and be satisfied.
Yeah. I say it's got the the slopes. It's got the fun secrets like the one up on top of the loop you have to get to. It's got the challenge with some of the areas of platforming and there's some areas where like the ground will like break underneath you as you're going past it,
Mm-hmm.
and you gotta watch out for that. Like it's not too hard, but it definitely, I don't know, it's just iconic.
And it is fun. It's fun to just pick up and play. Like, I mean, if I was bored one day and I had like 10 minutes to play a game, I wouldn't mind going through the first 3 acts of Green Hill.
Yeah, which I've done many times. I mean, it's safe to say that I've played Sonic 1 probably more than any other Sonic game.
I know, that's wild. And it's funny because the game gets a lot of shit, but maybe we can get into that later.
Yeah, well, yeah, we'll talk about that later.
In fact, why don't we talk about it now, because we're moving on to the next zone.
Okay, this is where the ugly elephant in the room rears its head. This is Marble Zone, and this is the first of the game's many issues with pacing.
So talk to me. What are some of the issues?
Marble Zone starts out, and you just got done playing Green Hill Zone.
Fantastic.
It's fast, it's fun, bright, colorful. Oh, can't wait to see what's next. Starts out, oh, this is neat. Looks like some sort of like old ruins or something, So you're running through, oh, lava. Whoa, I better watch out for that. Jumping across the platforms, having fun. Like slide down some slopes, do some jumping and stuff. Oh, that was pretty fun. And then you finally get to the underground segments. Oh, I gotta wait for these pillars so they don't crush me. Oh, okay. Well, after I get past this, there'll be more fun running parts, right? Oh no, I gotta watch out for these spikes on these stairs. Okay, I better, take it slow, go careful, jump, And then it's like, oh, well, there's this big bunch of lava. How do I get across? Oh, I gotta ride these blocks, Like it's it's a lot of waiting.
Yeah, what happened to Green Hill Zone?
Yeah, it's like it just all came to a crawl here. It was like, whoa, hold on, wait, you're having fun going fast? Not in my game.
If you look at the map for each of the acts in Marble Hill, they progressively get more windy and more lengthy. And the first one doesn't even feel like clean. It doesn't feel like the fun, fluid pace of Green Hill 1. It's still just like going across and then down, left, down, right, up, right, left, up, and to the right. It's a little overwhelming considering that Sonic doesn't move like Mario.
Yeah, it is jarring and kind of like, why am I having to wait through all this? Like, it's almost like the game's like, how fun you were having going fast? Well, we're going to punish you for going fast here.
Can you play Devil's Advocate for this level?
Yeah, there are some things I like. I like the music. I like the presentation. I think it looks. This is definitely like this plus the first Green Hill Zone. And, what's to come. Definitely, it doesn't fit the Mario mold of water. A desert. Grass. It definitely looks different. It looks visually different. The music's nice. And there are some decent like secrets you can find in this level. Like there are some decent areas. You can kind of like find little holes in the walls to get to.
And there is at least one of those on each act in Marble.
Yeah. If not multiple. Like so, there is something fun, and I do enjoy the platform sections where you're outside of the area where I don't know what you call like the inside of the area is, but like where you're on the outside and you have to jump across like the lava and stuff. It is fun platforming.
Yeah, and that's one argument that I've read in some threads is that this is where the game tells you that Sonic is not just about speed.
Which is very fair, because that's going to be an ongoing theme.
It's fair. What would you say is the worst part of Marble Zone?
The lava.
The lava in like the cave sections? Because you said you liked it when it was outside.
I liked it when I was outside and I could like do some like good platforming. There was room to jump and stuff. But on the inside, where you have to wade across the blocks, where you have to, dodge the little chutes that shoot out lava and stuff. I don't really find that as fun,
I personally don't think this is the worst offender of all the levels or all the worlds that we're going to map out today.
No, definitely not.
So I will give it some credit there. I did think this had potential, but it's not what I wanted to see from World 2. Like, I asked you before if you would be satisfied just playing Green Hill Zone. Maybe you are, maybe you're not. But once you get to this point, I'd say about half the people that are playing are going to want to just stop.
Yeah, and it's honestly though, and I think maybe when the game first released, maybe it was like people kind of overlooked it because it was a brand new game. But after playing like Sonic 2 or Sonic 3, like going back and playing this as the second act kind of filled off, because like what is Act 2 of Sonic 2? It's a chemical plant.
Oh God,
and it's fast, it's fun.
Arguably one of the best in the series.
Yeah, it's a good level, and and maybe that's part of the reason why this level kind of pales in comparison now, is that like so many other Sonic games don't have this pacing issue.
It's a shame too, because it at the end of the day, it's really not a bad level. It's
like I said, there are enjoyable parts here, and I don't ever personally get to Marble Zone, and I'm never like, oh shit, I gotta play Marble Zone.
Yeah.
I'm usually like, oh, okay, yeah. I'm usually like, okay, I know what to do here. I could usually get through this pretty easy.
You know what I hate in this level? It's one of the enemies. It's like this worm thing. Let's see if I can get the name real quick.
The little pink guy?
Catter Killer.
Right, the little pink dude?
I don't know that he's pink, but he's I think it's purple snake, and he just kind of crawls.
Okay, he's like purple, yeah. You hit him in the face,
Hit him in the face, otherwise any part of his body will take your rings out.
Yeah, I don't know if I had too many issues with him, but once again, I've been playing this game forever.
Yeah, I mean, I could say the same. I know how to get around it, but when you do hit him, it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it is annoying. I do like the fact that this area has some breakable blocks. That's a nice feature. Like, it just feels kind of fun to break some of those blocks, and
You rack up a high score. They don't actually do that very much in the rest of the game.
Yeah, I know. It's like a gimmick for this area, but it's cool. it's a cool one. So,
anything else for the Marble Hill?
I didn't see any marbles. That's all I got.
Yeah, too many spikes. 7.8 out of 10.
Too many spikes.
All right.
And onward.
Yes.
Onward we go to... Where are we going, Teddy?
To a yard of springs. It's Spring Yard.
Spring Yard, which definitely has some funky music.
Yeah, talk to me. Talk to me about the Yard of Springs.
It goes dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
This is so every Sonic game I think has that like casino-ish area, and I think this is it for this game.
Mm-hmm. Or like the prelude to Casino.
Yeah, it like gives off that vibe. It has those like neon-looking lights and stuff, and kind of gives off like this almost like a city vibe.
Yeah, it's a little bizarre. Like the highlight word that you see appear the most says cope. Like I don't know what you're coping with, but.
Yeah, you're going to need to cope soon, trust me.
The description in the manual for this game states that in Spring Yard Zone, jump from springs and bounce off bumpers as if you're in a real pinball machine.
So they were going for something like that then, right?
Do you feel like they succeeded?
Maybe at some points. There's definitely some really fun slopes in this level. I definitely like. I think it's the third act where there's like a really big slope. You know, you can kind of like ball your way into it, and you can kind of like roll down. And it shoots you way up in the air. You know, that's a really fun one. And I feel like they definitely did succeed with you know, with some of that. There are some bumpers and stuff you can jump off of, but I feel like maybe this suffers a little bit from Marble Zone syndrome at some points.
I think the bumpers are what make this stage the most frustrating because it feels like you could be going fluidly and fast, and then they just get right in the way. I know, like right at the start of some segments, there's like a spring right to your left. Okay, I'm just gonna spring right into the level. Not so fast. Here's a bumper, so the second you spring into it, you're going to go right back to the spring.
Yeah. And I mean, you know, maybe it's, I don't know. I never really cared for bumpers in Sonic in the first place because I don't feel like you, like, especially if you're trying to, like, use them to, like, jump off of or something, you never really feel like you're in control, you know? But you know, like I said, I do think this level it does give you a chance to earn some good speed.
You can clear the stage in under a minute for several of them.
This is, I think, the first level that really like teaches you, because Green Hill Zone isn't too challenging. I think this is the first level that really teaches you the core mechanic of Sonic, which is that you're gonna have to earn the speed. If you want to go fast, you're gonna have to get good. You know, like speed is your reward.
Part of that being good is also being level aware.
Yes. So first time playing, you're probably going to run into a lot of crap.
Oh, definitely. And you know, you're probably going to take the low roads, but then you might discover some secrets. You might remember some placement of the slopes. I know at the end of Act 2 in Springyard Zone, there's a jump that I miss every single time. I just don't know where to release off of it. But if you do, there is a nice little reward for you. I'm not actually sure what it is because I haven't made it up there.
I do think this is a nice change of pace from the last two levels, which definitely gave off more of like a like the first one's more like a grassy area, then the second one feels more like a ruined area. Like the deal, you know, they still feel very natural. This feels very mechanical.
Yeah, and I guess that helps establish the Sonic identity. It's not just like, you know, a grass zone or, you know, lava level.
Yeah. So that's always been Sonic's like identity. I think is like the clashing between like nature and like robotic. You know, like feeling stuff. You know, it's always been like the identity of Sonic, I guess.
How would you have felt if this were the second zone?
It would have been a little hard. It would have been a little tough. Like I said, whenever I was younger, this is usually the world where I die a lot, especially on the dam section with the blocks. You gotta go across the blocks because of the collision. I'll die a lot on that part when I was younger.
Which I'm not sure. I think they fixed that a little bit in some of the re-releases.
I think that if they would have toned it down a little bit, this would have been a good second stage.
Okay.
It might have felt off tonally going straight from the grassy area to this like metal looking area.
Yeah, so, that's fair. Okay, but I mean, Sonic 2 goes straight to the chemical plant zone.
You're right. So maybe it wouldn't have felt that off.
I'll tell you what, though. To your point, like there's spikes in the level that I always hit when you go down these little arches. They like just rotate around a platform, and then you have to jump on the platform. And then there's like another annoying enemy unit. So I don't think it would have worked as Act 2 as it is. But I do think it works well in the beginning of the game as opposed to the end.
Yeah, it's true. But overall, I do like this level.
Yeah.
I do like Spring Yard. And I wish they would bring it back in some fashion.
Yeah, other than just like the casino zone.
Yeah, well, like once again, this is like the manual states this is supposed to be like a pinball, and they do that in other versions better, I guess. You know, so we don't really see a lot of Spring Yard after this.
I would rather play this than Sonic Spinball for the 40th time.
So you know how this level tells you to cope?
Right.
It's getting you ready for the next level.
What's that, Alex?
The one, the only, Labyrinth Zone.
Oh no! Why is it the one?
This is Clue Clue Land of Sonic 1.
The Clue Clue Land of Sonic 1. Oh my gosh! What?
Put that on the box.
Possible? No wonder Spencer hates this game.
Well, Spencer doesn't like fun.
Sorry, Spence.
Labyrinth Zone, why are you here?
Why are you Act 4 in this game?
Why are you even in this game? This is the... Okay, Marble Zone, I can pass. It's fun. It's got some fun segments. Every time I play Sonic 1, I get to Labyrinth Zone, and I shut off the game.
Wow.
I just never... I mean, unless I'm going to complete it, which I have completed it. But God, I hate this level.
What do you like about it?
The visuals, I guess.
Okay.
They look nice. It looks decent. It's like one of the visually, it's one of the standout areas, I think.
Do you like the music?
Yeah, it's okay.
So, I know the story of this level was like the developers joked that a hedgehog can't swim, so they purposely made this level annoying. Does that excuse its flaws?
I don't know how true that is. I mean, I don't know why they would purposely make a bad level, but God,
well, I don't
Sonic
think they
is not...
thought it was a bad level when they made it. They were probably just like, oh, well, it's platformer.
Yeah, well, here's the thing: is that I get not letting Sonic swim, but Jesus fucking Christ,
and make a whole world out of it.
Yeah, like Sonic, like after this level, I don't think there's another Sonic level. Maybe Hydro City from 3. But there's not really another level that does it like this. Like, usually the water levels are done pretty well in Sonic 2 and 3.
And I do like Hydrocity level in Sonic 3. That's funny you say it like that. I've always thought of saying it the other way. But,
and what's the other one? The one in Sonic 2.
It's like the Aztec ruins or something, but you can avoid the water entirely.
Yeah, exactly. But it still has the water segments, and they're fair and they're fun, too. Like, I never had issues with those games. But goddamn, Labyrinth Zone, I die every time.
What are the worst parts of Labyrinth Zone?
The parts where you get to the underwater segments, there's spears sticking up everywhere. You control like ass in the water, and then you have to find like a button to open a door or something.
That's Labyrinth Zone in a nutshell.
It's a pain in the ass, and Spring Yard Zone warned me, told me to cope, and I'm having issues coping.
It's been years. We still haven't figured out how.
I still haven't coped. PTSD here.
So there's a couple tricks to this world. I know you can like go under the entire level for Act 3, and then you can go over it if you know the trick in the Act 1. But I've never known that trick in my life. I had to watch a speed run to see it. Do you feel this level is playable?
No.
How about to a vetted gamer?
Maybe. Sonic just controls really bad in the water. Like, it just controls awful. And like I understand like the challenge of getting the air bubbles, and I don't think I've ever really drowned. I died due to the controls. Because he jumps in like slow motion, which I understand he's in water, so it can't be that fast, but jumps in like slow motion, but everything else feels like it moves the same speed,
And this level, or even just the water segments in general, are time based because you only have so long under the water before you have to get a bubble.
Yeah.
So that just complicates it even more.
It's stressful. I'm stressing. I'm about to drown. I'm moving. I'm moving like in slow motion, but while everything else around me looks like it's moving at the same speed as usual, it's just a fucking mess.
And you know what? This is like the make or break part of the game because we'll get to the next world later. But if you don't make it through Labyrinth Zone, then you don't get to experience the rest of the game.
Yeah, and this game doesn't save. This game doesn't have saves. If you fucking die here, you're done.
And I'm sure
you gonna do?
for a lot of people who were playing this at the time, they also probably played Labyrinth Zone and were like, oh, fuck this. Like,
Yeah.
I'm playing Mario. I hate Sonic.
See, once it was almost like a kick in the knee because once I got good enough to get past Ring Yard and I got to this zone, I was like, man, I wasn't missing much, was I?
I think anyone who's ever played this for the first time, like I don't remember Green Hill Zone so well, but I remember this fucking stage. I remember saying, "Oh fuck this stage." I'm not, and I did not beat it. I did not beat it the first time I played it.
And I can't. Other than like the visuals and the music, I don't think there's anything I like here.
How has the addition of the spin dash helped you replay this level?
Yes, the Sega Ages version helps because I feel like I have some sort of advantage because the enemies that move at normal speed, I can kind of match their speed in a way. I can kind of get around that because like once again, I think I get being underwater and you being slow, but I think everything else should have also been slow to match that. Instead of just like, oh fuck you, here's the normal speed enemies.
And you can totally just abuse the speed well, maybe not abuse, but you can use the speed underwater with the spin dash. What other improvement might you suggest for replaying this level today?
What do you mean?
So, like, if you could do something different about Labyrinth Zone in Sonic 1, what would it be?
I would maybe take it out of the game. I'm just kidding. I think this level could have used. There's some sections where the water goes up and down. And I feel like so it kind of gives you a chance to get through some of the areas without the water. If you're quick enough, which adds to the speed. So maybe if some of the areas did a mechanic like that instead of because you don't swim, so you could easily get past most of the stuff without needing the water there. So maybe if the level drained and kind of filled back up a little more,
Maybe you could even just take the water out entirely. I know it would be bold,
some of the sections have like a water slide section, and then there's like sections where like the water shoots you out.
Well, yeah, like keep the water slide, but like these underwater segments, like they're not actually doing anything. It's not like you can float through them. They just slow you down and make you breathe.
So do you think if we took the water out of this level, would it still be good?
I think it might be.
I'm sorry. Would it be good?
Oh, well, you know what? Keep it for like the segments where it does something, like the rising water segment where you need to stand on the buoys or like the water slides. But yeah, otherwise, I'd say maybe just
is it worth it?
Is it worth it? Is it worth dewatering? I'm the water. Learn how to die in Sonic 1. I think it would be risky, but it would be novel.
Okay.
Otherwise, you could just take like the shield and then make it give Sonic breathing bubbles. I know some later games did that.
Yes, and that also adds to the water levels not being like. How'd you say it? Hydrosity zone?
Yeah. I don't know if that's right or not, but I like.
Well, I like Hydro City, but Hydrosity sounds right too. I don't know which one you're actually supposed to say it. But yeah, I know that definitely helps in that stage with the shield. Kind of gives you like air.
Yeah.
So so if you're good at the game, you don't have to worry about the air bubbles.
Yeah, you can cope.
And yeah, you can cope with the water sections, but I can't cope with the current Labyrinth Zone.
Well, if you've managed to suffer through it, you now have some breathing room. We're going to get some air and we're going to take it to a zone that is much more welcome than Labyrinth. Here in the Starlight. Is that the Starlight theme? No. So, yeah. How do you like it compared to Labyrinth?
Better.
I mean,
it's because
when the comparison is Clue Clue Land.
Yeah, when the comparison's Clue Clue Land, I don't mind if this is even the urban champion. I just. This is maybe this could have been the second zone.
I feel like you have to work for this one though.
This was fun. This is definitely a breath of fresh air after you get out of Labyrinth, I swear. Because you get out of Labyrinth and you're like, oh my god, I'm having fun again.
I know. There's loops, there's speed, there's beautiful backgrounds, the music is refreshing.
Yeah, it's like, it's the best parts of Spring Yard and Green Hill. You know, it's the slopes. This is the fastest level, I think.
Yeah, arguably, probably right next to Green Hill.
Yeah, it's definitely a highlight.
So, do you remember your first time getting to Starlight Zone?
I want to say yes, but I don't.
Okay. I do because I remember just working through Labyrinth and then seeing this and being so surprised that the game was good again.
I want to say that it was eventually, because like when I was younger, I had Sonic 1 multiple times, but I had the Sonic Mega Collection on PS2, and I want to say that I beat all the Sonic games on there because they let you save, and I think I saved during Labyrinth Zone, and every time I died, I would just restart it, so that way I could just start from there, and I believe that's how I got through it.
Mm-hmm.
And finally got to this area. But I also beat all the Sonic games that way on there, because I was still fairly young and I wasn't particularly good.
So do you find this stage easy? I know you said you would put it second.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely. I think it would. I don't know. I kind of think it's easier than the Spring Yard area.
Huh. But even though there's pits so that you can like fall through, and there's like these sections where you have to make the spikes jump and then like hit the other side of the like seesaw.
Have you ever have difficulty with pits in Sonic? Really?
In this stage, I've died a couple times when I didn't know the map.
I don't know. I've never really had issues with pits in Sonic games. It's more I get issues with like being enclosed and like getting trapped between stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I never had an issue with the pits. I do like the seesaw things in this level a lot. They're fun.
Yeah, and that's a gimmick here for sure.
Actually, they bring that back later too, I believe,
in the series
Sonic games. Yeah.
Okay.
I want to say Sonic 2 has it in there somewhere.
Yeah, it sounds familiar. I can't.
Maybe in like a hilltop or something.
Yeah, it's a hilltop thing with the dinosaur.
Yeah, I like hilltop. Okay.
I do like how they use it for the boss at the end, and it's weird because that's probably like the first good boss battle, I think.
Do you think so? I don't know. I always liked. We didn't really talk about the boss battle so far,
which is interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really think they're a highlight of the game. You know, I never get to a Sonic 1 boss fight. I'm like, yeah, boss fight time. But they're definitely not terrible.
Well, you were going to say that there's one that you liked.
Was I?
Yeah, because you were about to compare this one to something.
No. Oh.
Which of the three before this did you think was, or four before? I was totally just forgetting that Labyrinth Zone was a zone. Which of the four before this did you think was a standout?
I like the the first boss fight where Robotnik brings out the ball and chain thing is iconic, but it's easy. And the one in Marble Zone is pretty easy. I like the one in Spring Yard where he has the little spike because it kind of forces you to trick him into getting a certain block and then hitting him, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that one's kind of cool.
Okay. Do you think that one's better than the one at the end here where you have to use the seesaws to project the spikes?
That one's probably better.
I think this is probably the best one in the game.
Yeah, you're probably right, honestly.
We can compare it anyway to the next zone. But before we move to that, is there anything else you want to say about Starlight?
You said you like the visuals here. I never really cared for them, honestly. I think they're too, like, murky.
Okay.
I mean, which I get it. You're, like, at the end of the... Well, you know, you're near the end of the game, so you're supposed to be getting near, like, more, robotic elements. Which kind of makes me think maybe they should have switched... Dear Lord, I don't know why I'm saying this, but they should have switched Labyrinth Zone and Spring Yard.
Wow. Okay.
No, just on a thematic level, like going from Green Hill to Marble to Labyrinth might have felt natural, and then going to like the more mechanical areas.
Okay.
Not saying that's the way I want it to be, because God, fucking save me, I don't want to do that. But I'm just saying, just from like the art style standpoint, maybe that would have helped to feel like this like sense of progression.
I know what you mean. In some ways, like the level progression makes no sense, but it's fine. We'll get there at the end, I think.
But yeah, it's a standout zone. It's fun.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's go to where no man must go.
It's the level known as, hey, at least it's not Labyrinth Zone.
Not Labyrinth Zone, right? Except probably a spiritual successor to Labyrinth Zone.
It's Clu Clu Land 2.
Yeah, the sequel no one asked for.
Have you noticed something?
Well, first let's say the name of the zone.
Okay, sorry.
Scrap Brain. Scrap Brain. More like crap brain. No, I'm joking. What were you going to
say? Have you noticed that the way that the levels are laid out, which is going to give away part of this level, it's like fast and fun, and then slow and monotonous, and then fast and fun, and then slow and monotonous, and then fast and fun, and then Scrap Brain.
What a climax. Yeah, I guess that's the theme here, is like
it's like a pattern.
It's fun in shades. Maybe they were trying to balance it out or something.
Yeah, maybe they made all the stages and they were like, "Oh shit, guys, we made all the boring stages at once." Oh no. Okay, spread them out. So
let's talk about Scrap Brain. What about Scrap Brain is an identifying feature?
It definitely, it gives off a like sciencey lab area, which is iconic with the Robotnik / Eggman character. And it's iconic with getting, like, every Sonic game, when you get to the last area, it looks like this,
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's like, Mario, when you get to the last area, it's a castle with fire, lava. So I feel like this is like the castle theme for Sonic. It's the lab theme.
Yeah, I'd say, and as a environment, it's pretty successful. It has the cogs. It has
like pistons, right? Like pistons that push you.
Right. It has like these little teleporters, like these elevator teleporters. There's some cool things here. How about the way they're implemented?
It's hard.
It is a hard stage, yeah.
I died. Those little pistons kill me all the fucking time.
Are those the ones that spin and then drop you?
No, the ones that like where there's like a little indent in the walls and they push you up against the wall and you have to kind of like go to the next one before it goes back out.
Oh, are you talking about the conveyor belts? Because on the conveyor belts, there's also like those little spikes and crushers.
I'm talking about the things that like come out of the wall, like the little bars that come out of the walls. And you have to you start at the top and you have to like drop your way down. You know what I'm talking about? Like they're all throughout the levels.
I don't know. I can't even think, unless you're talking about like the pigs that throw out those little cannonballs.
No. Do you have a map in front of you?
I do. Which act are we looking at?
I'm looking at Act 1.
Okay.
Okay, so okay, so you run across the first two gaps, okay?
Yes.
And then you get up, and then there's the little cog. You can go into the cog and go down.
Oh, you're talking about the pistons. I see.
Yeah, those piston things. I died. Those things kill me all the fucking time.
Yeah, before I recognized the pattern, I used to die to those a lot too.
I just get caught,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it also has something to do with the wonky collision.
One thing I will say that I can appreciate about this level now is that there's like 3 to 4 different levels of it. So you can kind of, if you go through the top of the stage, you're actually out of the way of harm for most of it, except for you because you don't like the pistons. You can. I was looking even back at my own playthrough. I made it through this one in 1 minute and 30 seconds. I used to suck at this stage, but I think like the more you learn it and the more you remember the layouts, you can actually kind of fly through it.
I don't think this level is bad.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that I wanted to clarify because how I said earlier that like it's like the pattern between fast and slow. Just because it's slow doesn't mean it's bad, and I don't think this level's bad. Same thing with like with Marble Zone. I think it definitely has some annoying elements, but there are some good platforming challenges to be appreciated.
How about Scrap Brain Zone Act 3?
Talk about like the underground thing.
Where you start going back into the water.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, fuck that. That one's bad. The rest of it's fine. I thought like
yeah, well, does it even count? Just looks like Labyrinth Zone. I guess they were like, what would be fun if we just go back to Labyrinth Zone first for an act.
Yeah, that was our favorite part. Was
they knew we missed it that much,
yeah.
So they just wanted to take us back to where it all began.
And it's the same fucking things. It's the levers. It's the spikes. The breathing. The waiting for bubbles.
Why is it here?
They put a checkpoint flag right before a set of spikes where there are no rings. So if you get that and then you die, you go back to the checkpoint and have to walk through the spikes at slow water Sonic speed. It makes no fucking sense.
Like, why is this level here?
They could have just gone straight to the final boss, and I think it would have been fine.
What does it add?
Frustration.
It's dumb, and it should be play a ROM hack without it.
Right. Would you argue that the labyrinthian zones like this one are bad?
Yeah.
So,
that's probably the only bad zone in the game is the labyrinthians.
So can you excuse Marble Hill by comparison?
Yes, and like I said, I do think just both Marble Hill and Scrap Zone have things to be enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
Things that are still fun about the areas, and that I still enjoy going back to and seeing. Nothing in Labyrinth Zone makes me want to go back to it.
No, God, not even like the little secrets. I'm not excited to go and try them. Like I would be more excited to try the secrets in Aquatic Ruin Zone.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid.
I do appreciate Spin Dash being more widely used now to get through this level.
I do think that if you're going to be playing this game, the Sega Ages release on the Switch is definitely the way to go.
If you're into mobile, they do something similar too.
Do they? Well, I don't. Why would I play Sonic on my phone?
Some people are about that. I don't know. But let's talk about the final boss. I know there's not much to talk about there, but I feel like we should probably address it. How do you feel about the final boss segment? I can't read your face right now. I'm not seeing it. Hold on. Okay, is it a good end boss? Robotnik in the pillars.
No. Sadly,
it's a little too easy.
It's sad because it's especially if you're familiar with the other classic Sonic games, like they have iconic final bosses.
Yeah. But then again, I mean, to what extent is Bowser really iconic in Mario 1?
You're right, but then again, that's not really a boss fight, is it?
I mean, then is this really a boss fight?
You're right. I feel like maybe they just didn't know what they were doing yet.
There's virtually no standout bosses in this game. I hate to say it.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. What the fuck is this final boss? It's just Eggman and a bunch of different, Robotnik and a bunch of different. I hate that. And a bunch of different piston-looking things going up and down. Yeah, definitely epic boss fight.
Music's good, I guess. It's actually a little grating now that I'm hearing it back.
Yeah, it definitely gives off some of that Genesis twang in a bad way.
Yeah, not the finest showing. How about the end game credits? Was it worth it? Was it worth finishing the game?
Is it worth it? It depends. Did you get all the emeralds? We didn't talk about special stages.
Well, if you didn't, it's going to say try again, and he's just going to be there juggling all of them, even if you got any of them. Lately, I've
Yeah.
just been like, I'm not getting them. I refuse.
Yeah. Well, is it worth it? Yeah, it's playing the special stages. You know, which I think they learned from this game, and in the other Sonic games, you play the special stages, get the emeralds, and you get Supersonic, and it's like a good reward. It's like, I get to be the most powerful version of Sonic. And this game, it's like, you get a special ending where Sonic's like, yeah,
Thanks
you
for
did it.
playing. Yeah, you did it.
Yeah. Yeah, is that worth playing these special stages? Which I don't actually think the special stages are that awful in this game. I like I'll play maybe one or two, but God, they get hard.
I found this is the only of the first 3 games that it has special stages that I can complete. But with that being said, I get no enjoyment out of it.
Yeah, me either.
It's,
I do think the like the first or second one, maybe because I know the layouts. I usually do them because they're fun, but the later ones, yeah, I never really bother with them.
in this one, it's like you're just spinning around on like a grid, I guess. I don't know. And it's turning, and like you're turning, and you hit wheels, and then if you get to the goal, you lose. It makes no sense. And the music is awful.
Yes,
It is so bad. I'm.
I like the background though.
Mhm.
And the special stages, they always look nice and drugged out.
Um, and it, like you said, it's just not worth it for the end result.
Is it worth it?
It's not worth it.
Um,
This is what you came here for, right? Is it worth it?
so I guess is there anything else you want to touch upon? Really?
Well, first off, that's the map of Sonic.
Yeah,
right?
that's the map. That is the Sonic map.
How do you like the map as it is?
You could definitely tell they had a lot to learn about the good old blur, the blue blur.
How do you feel about the map as it were in 1991?
I remember loving this game as a kid, and that's because I didn't really understand a lot of game design. I was a kid.
And
All
I
knew
mean,
Sonic.
can you excuse developers at the time? I mean, this is almost 30 years old.
Yeah, exactly. It was like the only thing they could really hold it up against to was like Mario or Mega Man or a few games like that on the NES. Like platformers were a thing, yes, but what Sonic was going for was a little more.
He's going for more style. I get it.
Yeah.
How do you feel the map succeeds?
I feel like every time you get to a level that maybe you don't like, maybe it's slow, maybe you're just about to give up on the game, it definitely throws you back into an area that's fun.
Mm-hmm.
What are your takeaways?
I think having an amazing first stage is great. I think Spring Yard could have used a little work, but it was good. I love Starlight, so I mean, I'm not going to say that makes up for what Labyrinth is, but it is a nice touch for those of you who are able to suffer through it. And where I really do kind of appreciate the map is just in sheer variety in level designs and mechanics. Every stage has something different going for it.
Yeah, every stage does have a unique mechanic, which is also a Sonic staple.
Mm-hmm.
Moving forward, it's classic Sonic staple.
Which I'd be interested to see how well that holds up over time. I know Sonic 2 has like 9 or 10 worlds.
Yeah, and it's also a pretty short game compared to the other Sonic games, and you can definitely tell these were baby steps. I feel like maybe I'm kind of repeating some of the stuff I said with the Banjo video, but you could tell it was their first go.
Mm-hmm. If you could remap it today, how would you?
Green Hill Zone. Green Hill Zone. I'm just kidding.
Turok.
Turok. You just play the entirety of Turok 2 for the third zone. I would probably do Green Hill Zone. Do I have to keep all the levels, or can I take levels out?
Keep them.
Fuck.
Well, because obviously if you're going to drop one, you're going to drop Labyrinth. So Labyrinth has to be there.
Okay.
You have to show appreciation for its historical
value.
existence. Yeah.
Okay. So maybe I would go. Good God help us all. Green Hill.
1.
Labyrinth. Get it out of the way.
Okay, 2.
Act 2. Labyrinth. Marble.
Yeah.
Starlight. Maybe. No. Yeah, no. Spring. No, let's go Starlight. Spring Yard. Scrap Brain.
So it was Green Hill, Labyrinth.
Yes.
What was third?
Marble.
Marble. Spring Yard, Starlight. Scrap Brain?
Yeah.
Okay. So off the cuff, if I was going to do it, I'd definitely start Green Hill. Maybe Spring Yard. Then Starlight.
Yeah, those are all your fast levels right there.
I know. Yeah, I want to start off with them though, and then go Marble Hill. Actually, no. It needs to break up the pacing a bit. Labyrinth, Marble Hill, Scrap Brain.
Okay.
Do you like my map?
Yeah.
I think what I like about my map is that you just get to, like, if you wanted to pick up the game for a little bit and play, you could play the first few levels and get a consistent, fluid experience.
I tried to take in consideration for the levels, thematic value and the difficulty, per se. So I liked the fact that you go from like these grassy temple areas to the more robotic looking areas.
I just think putting Labyrinth as the second world would be like a big F.
Oh no, it fucking sucks.
Maybe we could drain the water.
Yeah, make it easier.
And we could use the water to cool the lava in Marble Hill.
But honestly though, I think with doing this map, it's helped me realize why Sonic 1 is laid out the way it is. Because of pacing, because
Yeah, it's true. I mean, for all we know, they just made each world separately and then just put them next to each other because of that.
Yeah, you're right. We don't know the process, and we might never know the process.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, that's fair.
The SEGA gods graced us with a blue hedgehog that day.
Yeah. In any case, hedgehog. I know the Hedgehog gets shit on a lot, but I am glad that they did learn something from that experience. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's a bad game. I think it has its standout moments, but I mean, maybe I used to look at this game with rose-colored glasses because I think I enjoy the way it plays more than some of its sequels. And like you said, you've played it countless times. I've played it countless times too, and I've played all the games, sequentially.
As much as I can come into this game and shit on some of the parts and like Labyrinth Zone and shit on some of the slower elements of the game, there's a reason why I still play it. Like, it's still a good, fun game. It's you could argue why would you return to it when other Sonic games get the whole speed mechanic better, but I don't know. There's just something. Maybe it's because it's different than the other ones.
I think there's something magical about the fact that you could just play it in an hour too.
That's true.
So
very true.
Yeah, that's true land.
True land. God, Labyrinth Zone, Clue Land, Labyrinth Land.
Yikes! Not looking forward to that map out.
Sonic 1, the game of all games.
TBD. I think Banjo kind of blew it out of the water.
Yeah. I would. Would you recommend playing Sonic 1 over the sequels?
Not over. No. But I'd say play it for sure. I think the order of the sequels, I mean, as it currently stands in my mind, that I would recommend to play. Oh, that's weird. That's really weird. It's probably 3, 2, 1.
Mine's probably 2, 3, 1.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair. Well, anyways, guys, that about wraps out the map out.
Thanks for joining us for the super fast Sonic map.
Yeah, thanks for joining us on our journey.
Journey.
Be sure to share what you think are the standout portions of Sonic 1 in the map out. Maybe how you'd remap it.
Spencer, don't comment.
Spencer, feel free to comment. In fact, you can join us for the next Sonic video.
Spencer, please don't comment.
God, could you imagine that? A map out with Spencer on Sonic 2?
You are not doing my favorite Genesis game with Sonic 2 with Spencer. We are not doing my favorite Genesis game with Spencer. He will shit all over my childhood.
Oh my God. All right, we'll do like a conference call. We'll insert a video of him at the end or something.
We are not putting him in that video.
It's gonna be great.
Christ. Okay. Thanks for watching, guys. As always, thanks for your support. It's been great doing button mappers.
Love it.
I mean, we're still gonna do button mappers. I'm not like leaving or anything. I was just saying.
Yeah, just making it known. Right.
That I enjoy doing this.
Excellent. Hope the listeners are enjoying too.
Yeah. Gotta go fast!
See you next button mappers episode.
See you next button mappers.
Be sure to subscribe. Oh my God. I'm never working in the stock exchange.
Chili dogs.
You're too slow.
You're too. Let's just do our worst Sonic impression for the outro. You're too slow.
Mario. The speech.
Okay. That was.
It's my time. It's my cue.
All right. Bye. I'm stopping my recording.
Hey y'all, don't forget to subscribe to them button mappers.